Pixar has made some amazing movies, and in this video, we're gonna take a look at the highest grossing ones of all time. At number 20, Cars 3. The Cars movies, despite being a long-running Pixar franchise, were never among the studio's highlights. By the time Cars 3 came out, Pixar had already faced lukewarm responses with Brave and the Good Dinosaur. Combined with the mixed feelings about the first two Cars movies, this kept many away from theaters. The movie made $152 million in the US and $382 million worldwide, which was disappointing. It's a shame because many thought it was the best of the three, with a heartfelt story about Lightning McQueen finding his place as his racing career seemed to end. This movie had less humor and more heart, hinting at the possibility of a Cars 4. At number 19, Cars. The first Cars movie wasn't a critical favorite, but it did well at the box office. It was a tribute to Route 66 and how interstates affected small towns along the route. The movie featured big-name voices like Owen Wilson and Paul Newman, telling the story of a flashy race car humbled by a small-town experience. Though it didn't win over all critics, young fans loved it, helping it become one of Pixar's top earners. It made $244 million in the US and $461 million worldwide, proving its popularity despite mixed reviews. At number 18, Toy Story 2. The first Toy Story is a classic, introducing us to Woody and Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. It made $245 million in the US and nearly $500 million worldwide, setting a new standard for animated movies. What sets Pixar apart is how their sequels often surpass the originals. This is true for the Toy Story series, where the second movie was even better than the first, and the third topped them both. Each installment made more money than the last, with Toy Story 2 earning more than the first, but not as much as the third and fourth films. At number 17, Elemental. Elemental surprised everyone by climbing up the list of highest-grossing Pixar movies, despite being initially written off as a flop. The movie had a rough start with a poor opening weekend, but it defied expectations by steadily gaining momentum. This showed that Pixar could still draw audiences with a compelling story. Many feared it would fail like Lightyear, but Elemental being an original idea helped it gain positive word of mouth. It ended up earning $154 million in the US and nearly $500 million worldwide. As Pixar's latest release, its success is a hopeful sign for the studio's future. At number 16, WALL-E. WALL-E took a bold step in storytelling for Pixar, blending sci-fi with romance in an animated film. The movie follows WALL-E, a robot tasked with cleaning up Earth after humans abandon it due to pollution. He falls for another robot named Eve, and together they try to show that Earth is ready for humans to return. The film was risky, featuring minimal dialogue and focusing on the sweet relationship between the two robots. It earned $223 million domestically and $521 million worldwide. While some saw this as underwhelming compared to Pixar's previous hits, others appreciated its unique approach in storytelling. At number 15, Brave. Brave is Pixar's unique take on the Disney princess genre. It turned traditional tropes on their heads, grossing $237 million domestically and $538 million worldwide. The story follows Princess Merida, who doesn't need a man to save her. She bravely confronts a curse she accidentally placed on her family and defies societal expectations with courage. This mix of a familiar genre and Pixar's innovative approach made the movie a hit. While Pixar often avoids the typical Disney formula, Brave felt like their version of a classic Disney movie, sparking interest in American audiences and explaining its varied international reception. At number 14, Cars 2. Cars 2 didn't win over critics, but it still pulled in $191 million domestically and $559 million worldwide. This sequel shifts gears from the original, turning it into a spy adventure with Lightning McQueen battling crime overseas. Critics felt that making Mater the lead was a misstep, but audiences loved the character. The new action-packed story brought fresh excitement to the Pixar universe. Despite mixed reviews, Cars 2 paved the way for another sequel and the spin-off series Planes. At number 13, Monsters, Inc. In 2001, Pixar introduced Monsters, Inc., kicking off a new franchise. The film follows Mike and Sully, who power their city Monstropolis by scaring children. When a little girl named Boo accidentally enters their world, they must return her without getting caught. Though the concept might seem scary for kids, Monsters, Inc. became a hit, earning $290 million domestically and $578 million globally. The film's unique world led to a prequel, Monsters University, and a sequel series on Disney+, Monsters at Work. At number 12, Ratatouille. Ratatouille took Pixar to Paris, focusing on the world of gourmet cooking. It tells the story of Remy, a rat with dreams of becoming a chef, and Linguini, the human who becomes his ally. Together, they save a restaurant and impress a tough food critic. The film, which made $206 million domestically and $623 million worldwide, highlights that talent can come from anywhere. Ratatouille won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature and stands out for its intimate, mature storytelling about art and passion, showing Pixar's ability to connect with all ages. At number 11, The Incredibles. The Incredibles marked Pixar's successful dive into the superhero genre. The film follows a family with superpowers living in a world that no longer accepts heroes. When Mr. Incredible gets a secret chance to return to hero work, he leaves his family behind, who then must uncover the truth and handle the situation. The movie was a hit, making $261 million domestically and $631 million worldwide. It not only delivered an action-packed story but also introduced the memorable character Edna Mode, blending heart and humor into an unforgettable superhero tale. At number 10, Up. Up tells the touching story of Carl, a retired man who wants to visit Paradise Falls in South America, a dream he shared with his late wife. To fulfill this dream, he lifts his house with helium balloons and sets off on an adventure. The film was a major success, earning $293 million domestically and $735 million worldwide. Loved for its charming characters and heartfelt story, Up won an Oscar and is renowned for its iconic opening sequence. Talking Dog Doug, a fan favorite, later got his own Disney Plus series called Doug Days. At number 9, Monsters University. Monsters University is the prequel to Monsters, Inc., showing Mike and Sully's college days. Initially rivals, they eventually team up to become top scarers at their university. The film explores their backstory and earned $268 million domestically and $743 million worldwide. Despite being a sequel released over a decade after the original, the film proved there was still strong interest in the characters and their world. This success boosted Pixar's confidence in building more franchises. At number 8, Coco. Coco is a heartwarming film inspired by Mexico's Day of the Dead. It follows Miguel, a boy with dreams of being a musician despite his family's ban on music. After an adventure in the land of the dead, Miguel learns about his family's past. Praised for its stunning visuals and music, Coco earned $210 million domestically and $807 million worldwide. As of 2024, it's Pixar's highest-grossing standalone film, proving the studio can still captivate audiences with original stories. At number 7, Inside Out. Inside Out explores what happens inside a girl named Riley as she deals with moving to a new city. The story unfolds through her emotions, joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and anger, who work together to help Riley adjust. The film handles complex feelings in a way that's accessible for all ages. It earned $356 million domestically and $858 million worldwide. Despite its success, Pixar took almost a decade to make a sequel, Inside Out 2. At number 6, Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo dives into the ocean with a shy clownfish named Marlin on a quest to find his missing son Nemo. Along the way, Marlin teams up with the lovable, forgetful Dory and discovers his own courage. The film's stunning visuals and touching story led to a huge success, earning $380 million domestically and $559 million internationally, totaling $940 million worldwide. It was also Pixar's first film to win the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. At number 5, Finding Dory. Finding Dory finally arrived 13 years after Finding Nemo and focuses on Dory, the forgetful blue tangfish. When Dory starts having flashbacks, she sets off to find her long-lost parents, with Marlin and Nemo by her side. The sequel was a huge hit, earning $486 million domestically and $1.02 billion worldwide. It was praised for expanding Dory's story while keeping the charm of the original, making it one of Pixar's highest-grossing films. At number 4, Toy Story 3. The third Toy Story film, arriving after a long wait, explores the toys' struggle with Andy growing up and heading to college. Woody and the gang are accidentally donated to a daycare, where they face new challenges, especially from the scheming Lotso Huggin' Bear. Turning into a clever prison escape story, Toy Story 3 mixes humor with deep emotion, earning $415 million domestically and over $1.06 billion worldwide. At number 3, Toy Story 4. The latest installment in the Toy Story series, Toy Story 4, surpassed all its predecessors. The story follows Woody as he helps Bonnie's new toy Forky, who runs away. Along the way, Woody reunites with Bo Peep. Despite Toy Story 3 seeming like a perfect ending, Toy Story 4 proved fans still wanted more, earning $434 million domestically and $1.07 billion worldwide. While it wrapped up the series even more conclusively, Pixar's plans for Toy Story 5 show they're not ready to let go. At number 2, Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 briefly held the title of Pixar's highest-grossing film, pulling in $608 million domestically and $1.2 billion worldwide. This sequel picks up right after the first movie, showing Mrs. Incredible on secret missions to restore the superhero's image, while Mr. Incredible juggles parenting duties and new challenges at home. Fans eagerly awaited this sequel for 14 years, and while it didn't quite match the original's acclaim, it was a hit, attracting both longtime fans and a new generation. And at number 1, Inside Out 2. Released in 2024, Inside Out 2 quickly became Pixar's highest-grossing film, earning over $1.4 billion globally. It pulled in $603 million domestically and $861.8 million internationally. The sequel follows Riley as a teenager navigating hockey camp and high school, with new emotions like anxiety coming into play. Though it took almost a decade to see Riley's story continue, the film was a hit with audiences and critics, scoring high with viewers despite a slightly lower Rotten Tomatoes rating. Its impressive box office success shows it lived up to the hype,